fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Ecto-1 playset from the new Ghostbusters Afterlife line from Hasbro. Very excited for this one. I love the Ecto-1, such an iconic vehicle, so anytime they do a new version of it, I always have to check it out. I'm very interested to see how this is going to work out because it's a rather small box, so I'm assuming some assembly is going to be required here. But you can see the artwork on the front, I think, looks really cool. We have who I'm assuming spoilers, but I guess not because it's in the trailer. I think this is supposed to be Egon's granddaughter from the new movie, and they have this new kind of seat that pops out with the proton gun, which I think is really, really cool. So that's probably the main feature of this set, but we'll see how it goes. But again, artwork on the front, very, very cool. Not really too much going on the top or the bottom. Over here on the sides, just some warnings and whatnot, and just a Ghostbuster logo over here. If we switch it around to the back, we see the Ecto-1 with the opening doors. We have the ghost trap with the RC car wheels, which is kind of neat. And that's going to pop onto the ramp on the back, it looks like. And then we have a firing proton missile here for the gun mounted on the seat on the side. So we'll check it out. Very interested to see how this goes. I mean, hey, this kid's really excited about it, so it's got to be pretty cool, right? Let's go ahead. Let's get this out of the box. I'll fully assemble it, and we'll take a closer look. So here is the fully assembled and stickered up Ecto-1. You can see it is a very bright, stark white. And I apologize, it's probably throwing my light balance off. There were a fair amount of stickers to apply. I think there were like 16 or 17 in all. There are these white circles on the tires. Now for the wheels back here that are partially covered, they give them to you in two pieces so that you apply one, then you can kind of spin the wheel around and apply the second one, which is nice. You have Ghostbuster logos on both doors and the back. This window here is a sticker. You have license plate stickers on both the bumper and fender, as you can see right there. These slime canisters are 4 individual stickers there. You have these kind of warning stickers on the blaster up here. Now on the top you can see that it lines up pretty well. It kind of starts here and then wraps around, and there's 2 of them. Over here on the bottom, it unfortunately doesn't match up. It would have been nice if they could. It's on the bottom, so it's not as big a deal, but that would have been nice if they could have matched up. On the back here, if we go ahead and open up the back, you have the ghost trap on the RC car wheels. That's a sticker there. And then you have this hazard sticker again right there. I think that's everything. So like I said, not terrible as far as stickers go. They're pretty easy to apply. So you have the door back here that opens. Unfortunately, like, this is needed to hold the trap in place, but it also kind of prohibits you from doing much else going through here, just because, that thing's kind of in the way. The doors over here open, so this opens up like so. This actually pulls out a little bit. So you kind of unlatch it and then pull this straight out, and then this swivels around, and here is the seat. You can take the blaster and peg it in right here. Unfortunately, you can't leave it attached when you close it up. There's just not any clearance because you can see there's a seat here for the driver, and that's molded in. There are no doors that open on the other side, which I think is kind of weird. I wish at least just this door would have opened. I completely understand that this one would not, but I would have liked it if at least the driver's side door would open so they can get in there. This actually comes in 2 pieces. The whole kind of top section is a piece that pegs into the top. That's how it's able to fit in that box that I showed off earlier. That was kind of thin. You mount the ladder here. These pieces peg in and then feed in through here. These little red wings here just peg in. The door pegs in, and then you peg the seat onto the door and then peg the 2 doors in. So not terrible as far as assembly goes. Really pretty easy. Underneath, not really much going on there. I don't want to say it feels cheap, because I don't think it feels cheap, but it definitely is a bit of a lighter plastic than you might expect, so just kind of keep that in mind. But it's kind of nice. I mean, there's a decent amount of size in here. Now, there's only seats for 2 Ghostbusters, but you probably could fit a third here, and maybe even fit some of their equipment in this area. So let's go ahead. We'll bring in the Ghostbuster figures that I do have, and we'll try fitting people into the various spots. Alright, so these are the 3 Ghostbusters I have so far. We don't have any of the characters from the new movie yet, so we'll just have to work with these guys. Let me move them off to the side. We'll put Venkman on the door seat here. Now, the nice thing is there is a little peg here, which I would think should be able to, yeah, it is the same shape as the backpack, so that should peg into this same spot right here. So we'll go ahead and sit him here, and then that can peg in to his back. There you go. Bit of a tight fit, but he does peg in there and stays pretty much in place. I also like how they have the proton pack molded into the back of the seat. I think that's really cool. So he can absolutely hang out here, and that should mean that they all have kind of a universal peg on the back, so that shouldn't be an issue. Let's see if we can go ahead and close it with him still inside. Yep, you absolutely can. The doors are kind of where they feel the flimsiest as far as the plastic quality, but everything works. So he can fit there, but of course, to get Ray in, unfortunately, we will have to open this back up. And we'll have Ray driving. Now, there is no peg for the driver's seat, but there should be plenty of clearance here. It's kind of an effort, I will say, to kind of get these guys in here, just because you have to kind of reach across the entire car, which is weird. And it's really not helping me out as far as the steering wheel is concerned. They did do their best, and I'll see if I can zoom in here so you can actually see it, but the steering wheel is pretty flat and just kind of molded into the dashboard. It doesn't really want to focus there. Let me see if I can. It's very, there, that the white balance is going crazy, but there you can actually see the steering wheel. So let me zoom back out here. So that it is nice that it's, you know, kind of minimal, which was a problem I had with the Afterlife replica that they did that was the Target exclusive, because that one, the steering wheel was so large you really couldn't fit any figures inside, and that was kind of a bummer. So there we go. We have Ray in there. Ray is driving. We'll put up a hand so he can grab onto the steering wheel, and then we will close this back up. Well, before we do that, let's see if we can fit Egon maybe in this empty space behind the driver's seat. His legs might be a little too long. We'll see. You can kind of swing the legs out to the side, and he can kind of fit in there. So that kind of works. We'll go ahead, we'll close this up. Fit everything inside here like so. And then if we come around and look from the back, you can see Egon kind of fits. You can kind of wedge him back a little further. And then, let's see, we have this little space in here. Maybe we can kind of dump their proton packs, maybe. I'm afraid that these cords are going to get in the way. Can I still close this up? Yeah, we can still close this up. So we'll put the ghost trap in here and close that up. All right, there we go. We'll put this back on the top for now. That does peg in right there. So there you go. We can fit 3 Ghostbusters with their proton packs and the ghost trap pretty successfully in this Ecto-1. And it looks pretty cool. I mean, they can ride around. Now, it's kind of weird that, you know, 2 of them would be facing away from the front. But I know in the original they had really just the 2 seats. So that was really all we had for the original Kenner one. And I know in the movie when we see them riding around, they do have seats in the back where they face the opposite way. So I guess it's not too ridiculous, but it's kind of a bummer you can't actually fit 4 characters inside, because obviously there's 4 classic Ghostbusters. I don't know how many main characters / Ghostbusters there are going to be in this new movie, so maybe it makes sense to have a few less, because this is really supposed to be more like the Afterlife Ecto-1. That's why it has the seat that flips out. But of course it is compatible with the classic figures they've made for this line as well. But I think it looks pretty good. Honestly, can't really complain. You know, you have some nice translucent windows here. You can see all the characters inside. The stickers look good. They applied pretty well. Not too difficult to get everything assembled. Like I said, the instructions are very clear, which is nice. So you don't really have any trouble assembling anything. And it rolls well. And I think it looks good. Really, I think the proportions are good. I think it works. You have the little ladder here on the side. Now, the original Kenner one had a seat up here, and it almost kind of looks like this could kind of be a seat, but of course it's super tiny, so if you try to put a figure up here, it would look pretty ridiculous. But overall, I think it works. You can kind of bring the hatch down, and that just kind of deploys the ghost trap right away just with gravity. And there's not really much to this. It's just a black piece of plastic you put a sticker on that has the 4 wheels. But it rolls well. You know, I think it works. And like I said, we can fit the Ghostbusters and their proton packs inside, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think this thing is pretty fun. I mean, for me as an adult collector, it's very nostalgic of the original Kenner Real Ghostbusters line. Now, obviously, it's a budget line for kids, but I think, you know, the value is there. And like I said, it does have that nostalgic factor because it really does bring back memories of the Kenner Real Ghostbusters line. Now, Walmart is doing reissues of that. My Kenner Ecto-1 actually just shipped from Walmart, so I'll be checking that out when it comes. But I think this is fun. I think it's reminiscent, but it's different enough that you could have both versions because it does have this kind of door on the side here, which is a new feature, which I think is fun. It has the deploying ghost trap out the back, which I haven't really decided how I feel about it. I don't love this thing being in the way of my access to the back, but it's kind of needed to have the ghost trap loaded up and be able to be deployed, so I get it. I think it'll be more fun once we get actual characters from the new movie in this line, because then we can put them with this Ecto-1 and it'll make a lot more sense. But we can still use our classic Ghostbusters in the meantime. I appreciate that it has this peg here on the seat because I really think they would fall off otherwise. And I like that it's a universal peg, so any character should be able to fit on there. The little, you know, proton pack here, I never really showed this off, but it's just a flick fire missile. So you just push that and you have this kind of translucent orange proton effect, which I think it works. Like, I think it's perfectly fine. And you can just go ahead and peg that back in here to the side. So I really like the doors. I like that they open. They do feel a little flimsy, and obviously we don't have the translucent plastic for the windows on this side. I really do wish they would have given us just another one of those exact doors over here, but I'm assuming the reason this side has all the translucent plastic for the windows is because it's just one inlaid piece. Because this side is solid, they could just put one long light blue translucent piece and then screw it in to give us windows all the way across. But even if we had to forego it and they just did it for here towards the back, I would have rather had an opening door on the side. Just would have been easier to navigate characters in and out. But again, it's a minor nitpick. Honestly, I think this is a lot of fun. For 25 bucks, I think the price is right. I think the value's there. And, you know, it is a budget line for kids, but I think it does hold appeal for us adult collectors just because it does have that nostalgic factor. And it's very reminiscent of that original Kenner Ecto-1. So I recommend it. Not too many stickers. Pretty easy to apply. I think it's fun. A lot of fun play features. One or two minor nitpicks. But like I said, for the price, I think it's definitely right. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.